I appreciate that. Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, Senator Kim. Commissioner, just along that line, reminds me of my friend Mal Brough, who was being investigated by the police, and no charges were laid. But the length of time of the investigation has effectively meant the end of his political career. Now, I guess nothing's to be achieved by going back through that, but I wonder if you could just indicate briefly to the committee why these things take so long, and is there any way that in a similar circumstance, and hopefully there won't be any, in the future that those investigations can be speeded up?
Chair, thank you. I guess first and foremost, we conduct every investigation as quickly, because I think there are natural justice aspects of all of our investigations that say that we should try and deal with them as expediently as possible. In relation to the first part of your question to me, inference being drawn that our investigation has led to what's happened to Mr. Brough. Our investigation is our investigation. The way the media reports and what they choose to write about is beyond my control. The investigation did take a long time, largely because we are at the mercy often of either other individuals or other entities, such as in this case the Federal Court, to gather information. We're at the mercy of individuals who wish or may not wish to provide us statements. They certainly can do that in their own time. I can't compel somebody to provide a statement. This matter was highly dependent on witness testimony as well as material that we were able to gain from the Federal Court, and on both of those accounts it took a lot longer than I would probably have liked, but that is the nature of the investigations that we do.
Did you eventually get the witness statements you were after?
I want to be careful how much I say, Senator. I think, let me be generic and say in all cases, no, not in all cases.
No. I wonder, Attorney, if there's, there seems a classic opportunity for someone to make a complaint to the police and then not follow it up with a statement, which can effectively, as we went through the CMC, I think, in Queensland in years gone by, you can effectively ruin someone's political future by simply making a complaint and not following it through. Is there a role for perhaps looking at the federal law on that particular aspect?
Well, potentially, Senator. I mean, there is a crime of interfering with the course of justice. Whether that would extend to making a false and vexatious complaint for a malicious purpose is something one would have to consider in that context. I think it's probably wise not for me to comment on a particular investigation, and I'm not saying the complaint in relation to Mr. Brough was necessarily false and malicious and vexatious, though I know that there are many who entertain the view that it was.
Chair, if I could just add, I don't want it to be noted for the record either that that's my position, that I believe that it was a matter of a witness not providing us testimony. This matter came down to legal technicalities of the elements of the offence and what could or couldn't be proved, and ultimately, on the advice of the DPP, we didn't proceed.
Okay. Well, my only why I raise it is it took a time that really meant that a political career of someone was effectively ruined through that. But anyhow,